The Fith Ops perimeter alarm. Let's check it out. Guys, when it comes to security, I mean, we have surveillance all around us, whether it's cameras, alarm systems in your home, you're being tracked by your phone, but what happens when the power's out? What happens when you don't have internet service? We're gonna take a look today at the Fith Ops, and this is the CampSafe 12 gauge blank perimeter alarm. It also can be adapted to use 22 blanks and 209 shotgun primers. This is a very versatile system. Now, this is the Gen 4 model. We did a full review of the Gen 3 model on the Sensible Prepper channel. But this is something where security is vital. And listen guys, we have just been without power for over a week and we still don't have internet, which the internet is a big part of our camera systems, our security system. This gives us another option. And guys, there are so many different features about this that just make it a great option, and it's very reasonable. Now, Fith Ops sent the perimeter alarm along with a lot of accessories. We're gonna test them all out. They are giving a 15% discount using Suit00. We'll have a link down below in the description. It is an affiliate link. And guys, I'm telling you, we use these. And right now, we are depending on these for security around the Suits compound. Now, this is the lineup from the Fith Ops, and the original I bought was this little CampSafe, actually. It's very simple, very easy to use. We're gonna look at some details with this. These are still available. Then we have the first one that I ever bought. It's more squared off, but it's pretty much the same as this is actually the Gen 3. I don't know if this is Gen 1 or 2. This one has the rounded off areas for your zip ties. It's going to preserve it. This has a little bit of an edge, and that may be the reason why they trimmed that up. Plus, it's rounded off instead of squared off. Now, this causes a little bit more machining to make that circumference. But overall, I mean, these are still pretty much the same as far as functionality. And then we have the Gen 4, and this is the new one. It is rounded off as well, less flat here. The big difference with this than the others is that you have a screw-on adapter. And so here you take your shell, and we're just going to take this blank, you place it in here, and then it secures it to the bottom. Now, we're not going to open it now. Well, we're going to demonstrate all this. It's actually pretty cool. Has that knurling, so it just ties on here. You'll see the firing pin protruding. So before you do that, you're going to want to go ahead and set it, and we're going to go through the details of how to set it. But this is the biggest difference. I believe this is a little bit more safe. You have it locked in here, it can't shift, and it's going to be more positive. There are also a number of adapters, and this is for your 22 blanks, and you can see that it'll fit right here, just slides right in, and now you have 22. It's rimfire, so it's offset. But this, again, goes right into your collar, but you can also use it on the original. In fact, this is one of the originals. And so all the accessories do fit with the different pieces. And then we have just your 209 shotgun primers adapter. So here you can just slide in your shotgun adapter. Again, place it, either screw it in, or you can just slip it in. And I think too, this gives it a little more security where it doesn't shift over time. First, just a little look at the packaging. We're gonna pull it out, but it's very professionally done. These are made in the USA in Idaho. And we have tested some that were made overseas. They don't work, at least the ones we tried. This has the right spring tension, but just really quality made. And the Gen 3 is still available, and the CampSafe alarm is still available as well. So this is the current model. They're actually the same price. Now, here are a few accessories. This is the CampSafe Dyneema Tripline. It's 500 feet. It's 140 pounds, and then we have the smaller version. Now, one thing they've also done, they have a holder for primers, and it's a rubber coating, makes it really easy to pull these out. And this is the original, has little rubber feet on it. They have designed this new round pattern, and I really like this because you can take your Dyneema wire and just put it on here, and then you can have these just to fit together. And so this makes a really cool, compact little package. Also, they do make standard trip line. They offer that. This is a 308 NATO blank adapter. Now, we tested this out with the original. This is the Gen 3, and it fits in here, and then you can use it. This does not go with the new Gen 4 because just the way it's set up. It's not that it can't handle it, but these are really loud, and we showed those in the first video. And you get a push through for your shotgun primers or whatever you need just to push through even your little 22 blanks. And so this is just a little addition. One of the things about this company, I'll have to say, is that they're very innovative and they keep upgrading their system. But the system still works with even a lot of the original designs. And these work with your standard 209 shot shell primers. And that's what these are. You can get them from Fith Ops, or you can go by your local sporting goods store and just pick up 209 shotgun primers. They are very plentiful. Typically, most gun shops will have them. Now, I think one of the big things that I love is this is so versatile because there's so many different options, especially when you start adding the adapters. Now, typically, you can take your shotgun blanks, and these will work just fine. This is actually called a bear deterrent, and this will fit into the collar, so it just fits like this, and we kind of showed it a second ago. And all of these rounds are from Orion, actually, which makes, and we were not going to tighten this down, but it just screws on, and then, you know, you're ready to go. But they also have aerial flares. Here are flashbangs. They're the little short shells. And then we just have some other short shells that are different. And these have a really loud report, 172 decibels, and these are just flashbangs. Here we have just regular aerial flares. In fact, these will go up to 500 feet for 7 seconds. This is pretty impressive. These are from Orion. And so all your Orion emergency flares will work. Of course, it fits in any of these small little signal guns, and we've tested these out, and we'll show you some of that in a second. Also, these are waterproof blanks, and I'm sure they're the same as these. But anything that is just a blank, you can use if it'll fit in your 12 gauge shotgun. But also you can use your standard 22 caliber blanks. And of course here is your CCI power loads. They do carry these. Here are some Ramset. These are really for nail guns and things like that. This works very well. And then, you know, again, just your standard 209 shotgun primers. But having the different adapters gives you a ton of different options. And then again, one of my favorites is the NATO 308 blanks, and they fit in this adapter. But this adapter only works with the Gen 3. The Gen 4 has that collar, so this will not fit, but these are really loud as well. Now, one thing I'd recommend is the Arthur screwdriver hardware kit, and this just goes with your perimeter alarms. In there you have a couple of containers, and you can put some of the extra parts in there. It just keeps it weather resistant. And then we have just a bag. Now this comes with additional screws. It comes with additional pins, which, you know, can get lost or bent or whatever. And of course eyelet screws to be able to mount these, or to mount your wire. What I really like is this little screwdriver, and you can actually use this to set your screws in, but it also has this little slot where you can put your eyelet, and you can put that in the tree. So this just gives you a small little multi-tool. Now they've actually upgraded this a little bit. I know they have oil that goes with this, and the oil is to really keep your spring lubricated, and it needs to be, especially when most of these are outside. But great little kit. Now, choosing this height, about 12 to 18 inches up. You don't want it too high because they'll see it. A little bit lower to the ground really works well, but you don't want them to step over it. So we're going to go about 12 inches. Now we're going to use screws for this one. There are 2 holes for that. This is a little bit long, but the other ones I had were short, so we're going to go with this. And while you can do it with the tool, cordless drill works really well. Now you want to make sure that it's pretty stable against the wood. Also, you have this bottom part that unscrews, and so it still gives it plenty of room to be able to bring this off. About the same height, you want to take your eyelet screw and then go ahead and put it in. Now once I get it started, I can do it by my hands, I can do it with a pair of pliers, but I also have this tool, this part of the Arthur kit, and this just really makes it easy. And this is portable, easy to carry. And again, I have a Phillips head on the other side. Now we're going to take some of the Dyneema wire, go ahead and tie this up. Go ahead and make sure that it's good and tight. Take your Dyneema wire and put it through the little pin here, or the trigger. We're going to make sure that it's really good and taut, because you want to have that tightness so it's not too loose and has slack in it. Now just go ahead and remove your cap. Now take the collet, put the 12 gauge blank inside, and then we're just going to screw it back on. Just make sure it's good and tight. You really want to make sure that the pin is facing toward the eyelet screw. That'll give it more of a direct link. Dadgummit. Then you want to remove the shell. Man, that was loud. I'll tell you, that is a really good report, and I should have been wearing hearing protection, honestly. You can see it's not really deformed or anything, but that just makes it a really loud signal. Now let's go ahead, we're going to re-enter our trigger. Get it set for round 2. This time we're going to go with the 209 shotgun primers, and this little cup is just perfect. You can push it up and push those primers out. We have our adapter. Go ahead and place them in, and then take your collar and just drop it in. Now we're going to screw it on. Whew. Let's check out the 209 shotgun primer results. Right here, just pops right out. See where it's blown out. Really easy to reload. Now we're going to go with the CCI 22 blanks. Now first we're going to enter our trigger pin. Go ahead and get it into place. And that just relieves the firing pin, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get this in. So first we're going to take our 22 blank. You'll notice that it is offset, and that's because it's rimfire. And that'll help you to differentiate between the 209, even though this is longer. Drop it in our collar, and then just screw it on. That knurling really helps. Now guys, there are a couple of things that this also does very well besides just an intruder type situation. You could have game, you could have deer running through your yard. You could actually set this up and kind of change their path. Also, which is really close to home, is we had Helene just recently, and we did not have power, and that meant we didn't have any security system. Everything's based on electronics. So this gives us a low-tech option in case something happens. And like they say, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Plus, anybody coming around after that is going to be running away or definitely on edge. Now, we got this set up to where I had the Gen 3 before, and so I just screwed it in. I've gone ahead and put my line in. It's ready to go. We're going to use a different shotgun shell this time for the blank, and it's going to be a little interesting. Good gosh, oh my gosh. Here we're going to take this one off. Now the problem is you have this plastic, and so you can cut that off and cut it back to be able to get it through. But that's one thing about this one, the plastic, but no big deal. Now one of the advantages of the Gen 3 is that it has the open collar. And so here you see this was locked in. This is easy enough to remove, but this is why this does not work, because of this collar. And then you have the expansion of the brass, and you can see where I've cut back the shell, but it does mushroom out. And it's one of the reasons why the 308 adapter, not only will this not fit, but this blows out, and it makes it very difficult to remove if you had it in a collar of some sort. So really there's still some advantages to the Gen 3 model because of this open collar. The big plus for the collar is it's more secure, but secondly, you can use this as a flare gun or a signaling device. But guys, if you happen to make that mistake, I mean, you can get it out. Now when you're hiking a small tree, if you have zip ties big enough, you can actually attach it with zip ties. We're just going to take some bank cord. You could use paracord. Just want to make sure it's good and secure on the tree. And we have these little grooves all around to be able to get that really tight. All right, we're going to test and see if it'll work. We're going to put in our trigger pin. Now we're going to get our eyelet started. Once we get it in there, we can take our tool. I'm telling you, that little kit is well worth the addition. Plus you get extra eyelets and screws. All right, we're going to put in our Dyneema wire or line. Really, I just found that just putting in double knot twice does it. All right, get you a double knot, just give it some tension. All right, we're going with our 209 shotgun primer. Drop it in the collar. We went ahead and set our tripwire up. Honestly, I forgot to record it. Okay, there we go. Good Lord. Now, if you have a little outbuilding or a workshop, this works really well with the 2 doors, and I just put my eyelet, I've got my triple arm, and I have a very short wire. Now, I can extend this out if I want to hide this a little bit more, but we're going to test it out. Now, let's see what the cat does. Just a jiggle of the door could set this off. So if somebody's trying to break in, they may not even get past the lock. But if they do, you've got that ready to give them a big surprise, just like that dumb cat. I love my cat. Shotgun primers, they're super cheap, and they work just as good as anything. This adapter is definitely worth adding on. But when it comes to flares, you don't want to set these up as a perimeter alarm because it could cause a fire. This is more for signaling, and you can actually fire this from the Fith Ops perimeter alarm. So it gives you another option. Now, one of the beautiful things about the Gen 3 is that if you really want a small package, instead of one of these flare type guns, you want something smaller, or if this breaks, you can take and put in your 12 gauge blank. And now what we can do is actually hold it in your hand. Now what makes this different is with this one, it has the collar that's open. And so that just allows for this to be a little bit more exposed. It can fall out, and this just holds it. So all you have to do is take and pull your trigger pin, and then you can fire it. So I thought that was a pretty cool idea. Now, because of the new design with the collar, this can also be used as a standard flare gun. So I can put my round in here, go ahead and tighten it up, and then I just want to go ahead and I can just pull the pin. Whew, good Lord. Now this one's easy to get off with the collar and just the plastic. It's not going to deform. Makes it easy. But this is just a portable flare gun that's even smaller than a standard gun, and it doubles as a perimeter alarm. And this can also be used as a bear deterrent. Now, I don't really recommend that, but if this is all you have, it can work. Oh my gosh. The Fith Ops perimeter alarm system, very versatile, whether you go with 12 gauge blanks, flares, or bird bombs, I mean, you name it. And then you can go with 22 blanks, 209 shotgun primers. I mean, it gives you a lot of options. And you can get all of that on the Fith Ops website. And again, you get 15% off using Suit00 with the link down below in the description. And it is an affiliate link. And we want to give a big thank you to Fith Ops. And you never know when the internet can go down or power. But even in regular times, this makes a great option. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. The Fith Ops Camp Safe Perimeter. Okay. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Okay.
So let's get the bag out. Let's get that bag out.
Go ahead and put in our trigger pin. Okay, I can't see that. I gotta put my glasses on, baby. Put my glasses on. We're gonna put in our trigger pin. All right. All right, we're gonna put in our trigger pin. If I can find it. All right, let's put in our trigger pin. Where the hell is it? I mean, there's Ring cameras that you can get people while they're at their door.